Hello, everybody. My name is Malka Pakizah. I study at the medical program. I am currently in first year, second semester, and I'm from group 18. And this is the course physics that you study in the first and second semester. And the topic I'm going to talk about today for all of you is MRI, magnetic resonance imaging. So let's get further on. So we have general information, and general information is about a little bit of everything when it comes to the MRI. So the magnetic resonance imaging is a non-invasive imaging technology that produces three-dimensional detailed anatomical images. So these images can be like if you have ever broken a bone and you go and look at an image, at a scan image, that is anatomical detailed image. But MRI is more about body tissue. So for kind of look in the lungs or other tissues in the body that has a problem, then it's easier for the doctor to examine the damage or the problem in your body. And it is often used for detection, diagnosis, and different treatments, as I already mentioned, and often in or usually in the daily based life of a doctor and a patient in need. So a doctor that examines these images and that gives the information to you as a patient, and a patient that goes through it because of the problems the patient has or are going through. And MRIs employ a powerful magnet which produce a strong magnetic field that forces protons in the body to align with the field. And this is a brief explanation on how it works and how the scientist or the doctor or everyone gets a detailed anatomical image that is three-dimensional. And in most cases, MRI is a better choice than a CT scan because it is less dangerous to the body and to the patient. But I also want to put it out there that this is a question that needs to be discussed a lot more because it's not just a fact, it's how you look at a perspective, and it's a lot to do with philosophers as well, because you need to look from different aspects. You need to talk about how it affects the body in different ways, the differences, the similarities, the risks, and how you as a person allow this science to affect your body and what you are ready to go through, and if you care about that danger that it causes to you and your body, or you don't. So I think it's a question that has different answers if you look at it from different aspects, if you talk about it from with different departments when it comes to science and medical field. So it's a big perspective question that you need to dig deeper into, but I just want to put it in there. Then we have the relation to physics. And as we all know, MRI uses magnetic fields and radio waves to measure how much water it is in different tissues of the body. It maps the location of water and then uses this information to generate a detailed image. And the images are so detailed because our bodies are made up of around 65% of water. So we have a lot of signal to measure in the whole body. And radio wave and magnetic field are the two big points or aspects in this. when it comes to the relation to physics. I'm sure that if you dig deeper into the magnetic field imaging, you can find a lot of more aspects and points that are related to physics, and that the points that you find have their own chapter, or like information in a literature or a book that you can talk about and dig deeper into. But the biggest aspect I found here that I just wanted to point out was the radio wave and the magnetic field, because without these, the MRI is useless. And especially because we have talked about these two topics in the first semester when it comes to the physics course. So feel free to dig deeper into the subject and to find more information if you are interested, because this is a really interesting topic. So I would just recommend it. And yeah. Then we come to the history, and I don't know if everyone knows about that, but everything started in the 1971 at the Stony Brook University. A scientist named Paul Lother applied magnetic field gradients in all three dimensions and a black projection technique to create NMR images. In the late 1970s, after a lot of work, the physicians Peter Mansfield and Paul Lauterbach developed MRI-related techniques like the echoplanar imaging (EPI) technique. And advances in semiconductor technology were crucial to the development of a practical MRI, which requires a large amount of computational power. This was made possible by the rapidly increasing number of transistors on a single integrated circuit chip. This is just general information about the history, but it took a lot of years to understand the mechanism and how it works, not only with the scientific mechanism, but also with the human body. And as we know, it has a lot of power. And to be able to control that power so that the human body can be able to go through it and resist damage. It took a lot of work and a lot of years. So this was just the general points of how it came across the scientists and how it all started. Then if we look at the future development, a new development is the lung MRI that has been problematic since the lungs are filled with air, and in the lungs it is low density of the hydrogen atoms required to create the MRI images. And then we have had and will also have different simplifying methods when it comes to the MRI, like the cardiac MRI and MRI conditional implant scans. By simplifying, the aim is to make the whole process easier for everyone using it. As we know in the history, it took a lot of time to come up with this mechanism and to understand it. And it's a tough and long process. So the aim or the future development is really to simplifying MRI scans so that it can be easier for the patient, the scientist, and also the doctor, so that the process goes smoothly. And these were 2 points I found when it came to the development that were connected to the MRI, future development, and also the medical field. So I hope you liked this. These were the references, and this was also what I used to make this PowerPoint. I hope you liked it, and thank you for listening. Bye.